What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with a big breaking news as the former Miss Olympia and the Arnold Classic champion as well, plus the most experienced guy today in the Olympia lineup. Brandon Carey just parted ways with his coach Abdullah from Oxygen Gym Kuwait. So this was a very long and a very successful partnership. And you have got to give credit where it's due. So Brandon went from placing dead last at the Olympia in 2016 to winning the entire thing in 2019. When he was out there training at the Oxygen Gym with his now former coach Abdullah. So these guys worked together for like 8 years and they did accomplish great things together. But in the last few years, Brandon and Abdullah weren't able to give the judges what they wanted to see on him. So the head judge Steve Weinberger said that Brandon has been placing high in these last few years based on his beautiful shape alone. So just imagine if he had more separation, especially in his squats, and he had better conditioning. So not many people realize how big Brandon Carey really was at the Olympia back in 2022. But he was kinda soft, especially from his lower half, and that has been the knock on his physique throughout his career. Not enough separation in his legs. Plus, his legs not being as impressive as his upper half, him being a little top heavy. So the question now is that, where does Brandon go from here? I think this chapter of him at the Oxygen Gyms, that is in the past now, with him parting ways with Abdullah. But that being said, I do believe that he made this move a little too late in his career. I mean, the guy is going to be turning 42 this year. And yes, a new coach might be able to bring him more shredded, more detailed. But he is at a point in his career where his legs will not get any better, especially in terms of size. Because the people have been telling him to create more balance between his upper and lower half for years now. And if that was to happen, it would have happened already. So I'm sure all of you guys know last year before the Olympia, he was admitted to the hospital just a day before the show. So we could not really see him at his 100%. So hopefully that isn't going to be the case this year. And this time everything will go smooth. And we will see a much better version than last year. Now on a separate note, there doesn't seem to be any bad blood between Brandon and Abdullah. And Abdullah made this great post about their journey together. So the Oxygen Gym Kuwait sadly lost a big bodybuilding star today, who has been training there since 2017. But on the other hand, they have Samson Dauda as well as Rubiel Mosquera, plus Breon Ansley as well. These are some of the hottest names in the industry right now. So what do you guys think? Who should Brandon work with moving forward? Could it be Stefan, aka Boss of the Outlaw? Do let me know in the comments below. So next up we have the off-season physique update of Marcelo, aka Horse MD. So he is still working with Milos Sarcev, and he is weighing 286 pounds right now in this update. So for this weight, he is kinda looking really impressive, in a sense that he is still looking very lean. So I don't think he plans to compete this year. And fact of the matter is he shouldn't. He needs more off-season time, especially based on what we saw at his last show, which was the Arnold Classic Ohio. He needed a lot of work, especially in his back. And not only just that, he needed more density throughout his upper body as well. Now, I do agree that he has amazing quads, probably some of the best in the bodybuilding right now, and almost everyone has seen that. But just having massive quad sweep, that won't be enough to place high at such a prestigious show like the Arnold, or any of the other big bodybuilding shows for that matter. So do you guys remember Horse MD getting sick after making his pro debut in Romania, and he could not compete at Prague? Now he never stood a chance to win Prague, because there was a guy like Samson Dauda, Michael Krizo, Rubiel Mosquera as well. So the best that he could have done at that show was place fourth. But Horse MD was all set to compete in Japan Pro as well. That was scheduled just 1 week after Prague. And that was the kind of a show where Horse MD could have done really good. He probably could have won that show and also secure his first ever Mr. Olympia qualification. So the look that he brought at this year's Arnold, that wasn't a good look at all. And that is exactly what made him lose all his hype. The moment he stepped on that Arnold stage, it was all over for him. So how long is it going to take him to develop a good enough back so that he can be more competitive in the men's open? Well, as of right now, I cannot really say. It might never happen, or it might happen sooner than expected. But the thing to remember is that the guy is really motivated, and he wants to return back to the stage, I believe sometime in 2025, and have a go at his Olympia qualification. Next up, we have a physique update from Martin Fitzwater. So he is now done with his recovery phase, or what people call the health phase or the detox phase in the modern times. So the man is now back to the business of bodybuilding. That means the prep for his first ever Miss Olympia has officially started. So the season that he had so far in 2024, Martin can easily be considered the breakout star in 2024 so far. especially in the men's open. And honestly, when he did that interview with Dennis James at the Minutes podcast and said all those things, that it's going to have a lot more detail than what we saw previously at Detroit Pro. And he said that he's going to have even more detail than Nick Walker, and he's going to push him really damn hard. So most of us thought that he is just hyping himself up. And there is just no way that a guy who hasn't even made his Olympia debut yet is going to push a guy like Nick Walker, who has been top 3 in the world. But what happened at the Neo Pro stage, that is part of the history now. And that was so damn good for Martin. His stocks absolutely skyrocketed afterwards, and rightfully so. I mean, just 1-point victory of Nick over Martin, that just speaks volume on how good Martin really is, and the fact that the guy is just 27 years old. So, the man has a bright future ahead. So he is starting his Olympia prep at a very high note. Plus, the man has a lot of great features to his physique, which a lot of the other guys just do not possess. For example, he has this ability to come in bone shredded, while at the same time, maintaining all his roundness, all his fullness. Plus, that shape is so pleasing to the eye. So his own expectations for his first ever Mr. Olympia is to make that first call out. Now, if you guys ask me, I'm not really sure about that. I think top 6 is gonna be kinda difficult. But he is definitely gonna be in the top 10 for sure. And that is also gonna be one hell of an accomplishment, considering this is just the start of his Olympia run. But do let me know what you guys think. How high can he place at his first ever Mr. Olympia? There is a reason why Breon Ansley has been able to not only evolve with the classic physique, but get better as well at the same time. Just take a look at the level of separation on his arms, the level of detail on his back, as he goes through a back workout today on his road to Dubai Pro 2024. And keep in mind, he's training with his coach Cormier at the Oxygen Gym in Kuwait. And the man is looking absolutely nuts. So last year the IFB Pro League applied new weight caps, and Breon got almost 7 pounds bump. But just take a look at the difference those 7 pounds have made so far. I mean, he was finally able to beat Orsk Leshinsky after 2 years. So Breon is one of those guys who will continue to look better and better if they decide to up the limit by another few pounds, because he himself said that. And even though he is really happy that he now has another few pounds to play with, and the fact that he will be able to present a harder and a fuller package on the stage, but still 7 pounds isn't just enough for him. And even with the new weight caps, he had to go through a lot of suffering to make the weight cut off. So going for Dubai Pro was such a smart move. I think Breon is gonna make the easiest 60 grand in prize money at Dubai Pro. And the great thing about him making this commitment for Dubai Pro is that he can come in less than 100%. And he can still win that show. But still, the man chose to move to Kuwait for the final few weeks, roughly 5 more weeks, in order to be at his very best. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.